It was late in the season. These big bucks, they had been hunted. They were pretty savvy already. But even so, we were having just enough encounters that it was keeping our blood warm. It was still coursing. I wasn't a corpse yet. And some of these bucks that we were seeing were definitely on the edge of shooters. We just still hadn't seen the one buck that we wanted to find. We knew he was out there though.
Forecasters missed it again today. Can't you tell it's snowing? No, it's pouring rain again. At least a good strong drizzle. On this setup, I've crawled up into a haystack yard, and not because the whitetails are coming to the hay, but because this hay yard gives me a good elevated position to see into the field and some of the cover where they're coming from. We just had a real nice 6x5 come in, probably 135 inch, maybe close to even 140 gross. Not quite a shooter on this place. We're trying to find a buck just a little bigger, but this is definitely a good spot. The weather's changing, the deer are moving. Got a lot of action. The sun's about to go down. We're almost out of shooting light, but maybe we'll tweak something out here towards the end.
2 days into this hunt, I only had one more morning. I had to get on to another hunt, not to mention the season was closing. So I decided right there, I wasn't having any luck on that big buck. I'd give it one last morning. That morning, it turned out to be kind of scary to begin with. It had rained overnight. With that rain and moisture, I wasn't sure if I could get back into there. It was a treacherous drive. My old truck, it made the water crossing. It cut the mud just fine, and we were on our way to the hunting spot. Now the big question, where should I hunt? I wasn't quite sure. I had hit every possible location. That big field just kept coming back to me. There were a lot of deer on it. It had to be the spot. So, in the dark, I looked for the biggest draw, the brushiest draw, the nastiest cover possible, where a buck might leave the field in the dark and come traveling down, and I set up on an ambush location. Lying there, I just casually looked over the knob, and right below me ran a deer. I lifted my binocular and took a quick glance, and it looked like a big buck. And the longer I looked, which was just seconds, the more points I started to see. 1 second he was below me, the next second he's hauling up this steep ridge and still running hard. But I didn't want to risk a running shot. I was just about ready to howl like a coyote to try to have him put on the brakes when this big, savvy buck hit the brakes himself. Things had unfolded so fast that after I told the cameraman to get on this buck, he really wasn't paying much attention. So the camera work was just a little bit rocky, and we didn't get the kill on. I've kind of got an unwritten rule anyway. When I see a monster buck and things start to happen, hey, I'm only human.
I can see him right here, and I can see sticker points and long points and a big old body. Oh man, look at that. Oh my gosh. Huge brows, garbage everywhere, and a huge big old deer. I mean, he's just a mammoth of a monster big deer. God! This is what hunting's all, this is it right here. It's what you work for all your life. A deer like that. I've been hunting now close to a quarter century of my life. And this is the biggest deer I've ever seen on the hoof like this. Not to mention the biggest deer I've ever taken. Just to see a deer like this in the wild and then get a chance to get a shot at one, just huge. I'm glad you guys, everybody could be here with me to share this.